We are live. Bet. Can you see? All right, wait. Of course.
I'm getting
mine. Dang.
Is it just me, or is it always the first minute whenever no one's there? That's the most awkward part of the stream because you're not doing anything, but you're just staring at the screen talking to yourself.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement.
No one's ever gonna see it either, so it's just kind of awkward.
That's true. I mean, like we're doing right now because no one is on the chat. No.
Yeah.
Oh, we got someone. I do think we should get a yes sir. He sees it.
One thing, doesn't it kind of annoy you sometimes whenever you have like 8 people watching or something, but like no one's saying anything? It's like
so bad. I know what you're talking about. We should pick a topic though. We should come at this with more of like a podcast type thing. Well, hey, we got 3 people already back.
This is awkward just watching me.
Yeah,
I'm looking at myself on this.
We're doing a live stream with TRENCHBUILDER22. We're just talking about random stuff. World War II Vietnam. Yeah. We've been talking for a little bit, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a question. Also, subscribe to this guy. This guy's so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think you got
Black Vest. This is my prized possession.
See, there you go. Flak vest right there. How much did you get that for? That's okay.
All right. It was like 400.
That's okay.
Here's the thing, though.
No judgment. No judgment.
Another one sold mint condition for like 600 plus.
Steel.
So this is like also an early condition one in mint condition. So this is probably worth $600, $700. So.
I saw some video of some little kid who's wearing a flak vest, and he ripped all the pockets off of it, and he given to it. Oh, bet. Yeah. Okay. 41st reenactor. Are you able to explain how to attach the T-handle to the suspenders? I couldn't tell you that right now, but I'll tell you one thing. I have a short coming up on that very soon.
Wait, T-handle shovel?
Yeah, how to attach a T-handle shovel on the back of your M36 suspenders. My guy asked me that question. I'll look for when it's supposed to premiere. I already have the short uploaded. 41st reenactor, that video will be going. That video will be going in 2 days. So Wednesday, that'll be up for you. I do not have my shovel with me right now, but that is a good question. So thanks for asking questions. You know, I would love to make shorts, you know, about your questions. Anyway, what is your favorite World War II tank? That's a podcast question. That is a podcast question.
Tank destroyer, though. That's very specific.
That is very specific. Do you have one?
I do not really know of any. I guess the Wolverine tank, because that's the only tank destroyer I know.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not very, very knowledgeable in World War II tanks, especially World War II tanks that are not American. I don't know all the Panzer names, like what's different with the Panzers. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not great with anything that isn't like a handgun. But I would say the M10 probably. I don't think that's the Wolverine, is it? The M10. Mainly because I've been in it. It's one of my favorites because I've done World War II events at Knoxville, Virginia Tank Farm, where they have a bunch of tanks, and I've gone in the M10. It's a good tank destroyer. So I think that would be my favorite. It's good. There's a lot of good tanks out there and a lot of good tank destroyers, but you know, I'm not too knowledgeable about that. But good question. Do you know a certain someone who was there? I do not know. Were you there? Knoxville Tank Farm is a great event. Unfortunately, they're not doing it anymore. Have you seen my video about that trench builder? It's my favorite event. They do. I posted some videos on I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah. I haven't really watched too much military videos lately.
But do you know I've actually met some big YouTubers at that tank farm event. Do you know who the Chieftain is? The Chieftain does a lot of videos on tanks, and I met him there. I think he has like 400,000 subscribers, maybe.
Dang. Yeah, the most subscribed. I forgot who it was. Some guy who has like 900 subscribers.
900,000 or 900?
900 period. Yeah.
Oh,
Not
is that
900,000.
you, my guy? Come on, you're
No.
kidding me. You're kidding me.
Trying to think what his name was. I forgot.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. The World of Tanks hatch noises were apparently recorded at Tank Farm. That's crazy. I love Tank Farm. I've ridden in the M5 Stewart multiple times at Tank Farm. I love Tank Farm. I'm so sad they stopped doing it. It really was one of my favorite events.
I've never been to Tank Farm, but I've played World of Tanks a lot.
So you get it. Anyone get it? Anyone gets it? Oh, Jurassic Rapper, are you Aiden? Oh my gosh, Aiden on this chat. This guy. I think I know this guy. This goober. Sheesh. Anyway, I think I know this guy. I think I've been to Tank Farm with this guy before. I thought so. He texted me. Anyway, that was a good question. What would you say is your favorite tank overall? Trench builder.
Maybe the Panther tank, German Panther.
Panther. It's a good tank. I mean, it's a big tank.
All right, we got a question. What is your favorite gun?
Are we keeping it to the period World War II? Because there's a lot of guns. And I think, I don't know. That's a really, really good question.
I'd probably say, or how about we do one for like World War II and non-World War II? That way.
I don't know many. I know a lot about World War II guns. I do not know a lot about non-World War II guns. I mean, I know the basics and I know like calibers and stuff, but I don't know a lot about modern guns. What do you want to go first? No, you go first.
Probably favorite World War II is like a Gewehr 43 German gun, and non-World War II is like a Vietnam War M60 machine gun. I've been wanting to get an airsoft or replica, but they're like 400, so I'm not doing that.
That's fair. Why would you say the M16 is your favorite weapon?
No, M60 like machine gun. I don't know. The M60 just looks so cool.
Okay. If we're going by looks, I agree with you, but I've talked to a lot of veterans that said that the M16 was not great, especially in the early years of the war. So I think that if we're talking practicality, maybe not. But looks, I agree with you. And if we're going by looks, I'm gonna have to say that the M1 Grand is a good looking gun.
That's probably one of the most iconic weapons of like
such a good looking gun. And I would honestly say, I honestly would say if I had to carry, if I'm thinking of along the lines of what gun would I carry into combat, what World War II gun would I carry into combat, I think I would probably do the M1 Grand, just because it's reliable. You know, it can put more rounds, quicker down the range compared to like a Car 98. I like the M1 Grand because it has a bigger caliber than the M1 Carbine. The M1 Carbine is personally a little bit too small for me, but I would go with the M1 Grand just because I've actually done it at events too, and I'm comfortable with the weapon. So I would say the M1 Carbine. I think a lot of the people that say, my favorite World War II gun is the 1919, the Browning, the A6, the MG42. I think that the people that say that haven't actually carried it on a battlefield. Those things are heavy. I did one reenactment where I carried a 1919 A6, and it was horrible. It was heavy, it was horrible. I would never wish that on anyone, carrying that on a battlefield. And I get it if you have an assistant, but that's not a part of it. I personally wouldn't do a grease gun. I think it's just a little bit too small for me. So you would say what's the reason the G43 is your favorite? Trench.
Semi-automatic German gun. Yeah, and also there was this like video game I used to play that I used to use it in. Yeah, it is.
I get where you're coming from with the video games, my guy. Like, but like the video games don't always depict them accurately, so that's why like
Yeah,
you really gotta think.
if I was like gonna use it, probably the Grand, because M1 car, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I agree with that because there is that little bit of bias whenever you like think what's my favorite World War II gun. Like my first thought is like when I used to play like World War Heroes, it's a World War II game. I would think about what's the best gun that got like the best kills in that game, and I think that's not a great way to go about it. I mean, it's a good way, but that's not always accurate. So I don't know. It can be cool.
I'm gonna switch spots because in this spot my posture is as good as an old man. So
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, not bad. That was a good question. So are you personally more interested in like the fight with the Germans or the fight between the Russians and the Germans or kind of more the D-Day front? Which one would you say is like personally more appealing to you?
Yeah, probably D-Day front. Oh yeah, sorry if I interrupted you for a second. Your screen froze. So yeah,
You good, man. You good. I totally get that. The bandwidth might not be the great right now, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that because I would agree with you. I'm personally more interested in the D-Day front, but like a lot of the war happened, on the Western Front, the other side of the war, that like doesn't get, I think, proper credit personally. So I've always
Lightworks did a lot of cool stuff, like the Russian German stuff.
Who?
Lightworks, like the Dusty Faces series.
Yeah, aren't all their shows are in like German though?
Yeah, they have subtitles though, so that's cool.
Yeah. I've watched some of their videos. Cinetazar Productions does Western Front stuff, which is really cool. I admire a good YouTube channel that can do, Western Front stuff. So it's good.
Wait, you mean Eastern Front?
Pardon?
I said, don't you mean Eastern Front?
Yeah, Eastern.
Western Front.
Eastern. I'm not great with the globe, guys. Let's be honest here.
That would be interesting if we like did something, try to find the country, like, and there's no like telling you where it is. Just try to find the country based on the Earth, and yeah,
that'd be so bad. That'd be horrible. Vietnam. What time period do you usually like portray with your impression? Like, what's your like pointed time period specifically?
Right now, I'm working on a Wave City impression, so that's like 1968. And I mainly do like right now 1968 Vietnam Reigns.
There you go. What division?
I'm not really sure. I just kind of doing the generic kit because it's one of those things. I don't really know. I haven't found any sources to find like anything about a specific unit or anything, so I don't want to like specify too much and it be inaccurate. You know what I mean? So
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point to go through. I work with. There's a guy in my church who I used to work with, who was in Vietnam, around that time. He did some cool offensives. I think he was a part of the Tet offensive. Anyway, yeah, that's a cool time period. What would you say attracted you to that specific impression?
I just like the look of the uniforms and everything.
No judgment. That's a perfectly reasonable answer.
Yeah.
Like you just like the look of the Marine uniform specifically over the Army?
Yeah. It just the one thing that sucks about looks is because it's fine to look at a picture, oh, that uniform looks cool, but whenever you put it on and you realize how heavy it is, that sucks.
Yeah, I agree with that. Whew. Yeah, I get that even more with Vietnam, because I feel in Vietnam, because of like the brush, the guys had to be more self-sustaining. So I think that is a downside of doing Vietnam. You see more pictures of them carrying more than like a GI would in World War II. So yeah, there are ups and downs of doing World War II in Vietnam, but to be fair, you do have more breathable fatigues or dungarees, however you want to put them.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a good little chat. but I do have to get going. I have stuff planned this evening.
All right.
So that was a cool. We should do this again though. We should
Yeah.
get it on the calendar to like react to like a bunch of people's videos. That would be kind of crazy. I'm gonna be honest here.
I'm pretty much free almost all this week. I have a few days off, so yeah.
Bet we'll look into it. I'll email you about that later. All right. Thanks guys for watching. Bet.